My TCPA is set $45 and I'm getting $27 on account plus actual. Should I drop my TCPA or just keep it the same?
So you want to adjust your TCPA by what your actual NCAC is. This is what benchmarking is. If you like 27, keep it 45, because you're probably, like everything in Google Ads, you're probably missing about half the conversions, which is why in-app metrics are kind of bullshit. But you benchmark them. You're doing benchmarking right now. My in-app is 45 and I'm getting 27, so 45 is my target. Play with that increasing. Don't spend too much more money. Just get more aggressive. See, does my conversion rate increase? Yes, then you actually can get more aggressive and spend more ad spend, and that will help you scale.
Want millions.
Love that affiliate marketing.
Definitely affiliate marketing. I want to incrementally increase budget to 1K a day on my TCPA YouTube campaign. Currently at $50 a day. Fantastic results. It's 90% new traffic. How do I scale budget without breaking it?
My question would be is how do we know it's 90% new?
Yeah.
If it's GA4, that is new in that time period. Just as an example, if you're using GA4, by the way, GA4 measures this by new, means that it's new in that week. So if you look at yesterday, you might have 95% new traffic because the people yesterday only visit once, but they also visited every day before that. So just verify that first. Then look at your example or look at the segment by conversions and then add event type and make sure that your clicks conversions are higher than your engage view conversions. If engage view conversions are higher, it means that your campaign is not actually going towards new traffic. It might be new to GA for that week, but it's still doing display remarketing essentially to all the traffic that's on the site. Let's clear out those two first. If it's working well and you got 1K per day in TCPA and it's currently working well, then simply look at your time lag in that account, or sorry, that campaign. What that will do is isolate that campaign in your campaign level, but keep it on a campaign level view though. So campaign level, just filter to that one campaign and then make sure that your two line graphs, your left one is cost, your right one is conversions, not by conversion time, but conversions. And then a blue line should pop up. That blue line in the graph that comes up below, hover over that dot, and that will tell you how many days since impression it takes for your account to record a conversion. That's your impression. That's your time lag. That's from when I first start showing ads versus when I record a conversion. That date range, you want to increase 20% every time that date range happens. So if it's 12 days, you increase 20%. On day 13, increase by 20%. On day 26, increase by 20%. Keep doing that. That is the safest way of adding new incremental, making sure it's going through the funnel so you don't blow out your CPA and NCAC, and then continue to scale. Don't outpace itself.
I know we've showed that before, but that's a really not so apparent feature inside Google Ads. That is absolutely essential. Like first impression to first. It could be opt-in, it could be conversion, could be a purchase, but it's basically first impression to the first action.
Yeah, and what's bad is you can't have any like no filters and that kind of stuff. You can isolate things, and sometimes that blue metric won't even pop up because I'm actually trying to get that metric now. Let me just share screen. So watch this.
You can also see it inside Data Suite and you can see it inside Wicked, but this is a cooler way of looking at it without having to spend money on that. So anyway, go ahead.
So I'm looking at the last 30 days. My right one on the red graph is conversions. You hover over the blue line. Yeah. There's your time lag, 16 days after an impression for your conversions to be reported. This is not to be confused with segment conversions, days to conversions. This measures post-click. Yeah. So it's not 1 day for 5,000 out of 8,000 conversions. That's after click. But before they click, that's after an impression. So there might be 4 days before they click. They might be searching before they even find you. So you got to use the metric. Exactly, impression. So that's 16 days. I would scale up day 1, day 17, day 34. Keep going that way. And
for all of you listening and watching here, that is something that you want to you want to what do they do in like the I don't know, save the video right at that spot. There's a way to do it.
So sorry, my wife's called me and she never calls me. So I have to answer this because it's usually something issue. So please give me just one quick thought.
All right. Well, let me see if I can hit some of these on a couple of them. All right. Niche B2B, general keywords, too broad, testing attribution tool. Oh, this is one we might be able to talk to. I'm testing an attribution tool to compare new visitors in standard shopping versus PMAX in a Google ad experiment. The tool shows the same share of new versus returning visitors in both. Any thoughts? For the attribution tool, like if you're using GA4, you're going to see the same sort of thing. So I don't know what the attribution tool is, but this is one of the problems with attribution tools right now is that they can't distinguish between new and returning visitors. So I would seriously look at potentially wicked reports. I don't know if that is going to be your answer here, but I think John would probably have some input on that as well. So it seems like he's back here. All right.
So sorry about that. I'm back. I had
everything all right?
My wife noticed from the Ring camera there's UPS waiting at the door, like waiting to sign something. And she's like, "Can you actually like grab that package?" And I was like, "Oh crap, I had to sign for it." Yeah, sorry about that, everyone.
It's okay,
but it was just more important.
Hey, life happens even during Tier 11 lives. All right, so security Saul says if my TCPA is set at $45 and I'm getting $27 on account plus actual, should I drop my TCPA or just keep it the same?
So you want to adjust your TCPA by what your actual NCAC is. So for example, this is what benchmarking is. If you like 27, keep it 45, because you're probably, like everything in Google Ads, you're probably missing about half the conversions, which is why in-app metrics are kind of bullshit. But you benchmark them. So what you say is, if I see that 45 consistently gives me 27, if you reduce that from 45 down to 30, your 27 may go down to 18, but you're going to sacrifice volume. So if you're happy with 27, keep it 27. You can actually see sometimes that you can increase TCPA from 45 up to 80. Your CPC goes up, but sometimes also, not sometimes, your positioning will also be better. And most of the time, your conversion rate will increase, offsetting that increase in CPC. And now you can actually become more aggressive and spend more because you have a higher target. You always want to benchmark. You're doing benchmarking right now. My in-app is 45 and I'm getting 27, so 45 is my target. Play with that increasing. Don't spend too much more money. Just get more aggressive. See, does my conversion rate increase? Yes, then you actually can get more aggressive and spend more ad spend, and that will help you scale.
Sounds good. Makes sense. Job Freedom says, please give few insights on those mainly running YouTube ads to drive conversions, selling low ticket course via YouTube ads, but have 10K programs on the back end.
Yep. So YouTube is going to massively, it will massively optimize off of smaller, easier conversions. Like you said, it's like you're doing now. It's going to be nearly impossible to sell 10K programs on YouTube. But what you want to have YouTube do is have the lowest possible funnel point that is still pre-sale, that is the highest amount of quality, but the least amount of skill restricted. What I mean by that is, if you have people that are signing up, let's say for an event, like the tickets to the event, you can sign up for the tickets to the event, but you can also measure something else. So I don't know the funnel. What we've done is we've actually measured lead quality by the people who have signed up for the ticket. It was a Christian event, so people could donate. And so you have people that have signed up for the event and bought a ticket, and then people who have then donated afterwards. Now you're going to have a smaller amount of those people, but those two measurements there, for example, you can see I can scale my primary conversion action, which is easier, but my secondary conversion action, which is depicting lead quality, is higher or lower comparative to where those cheap conversions are coming in from. And then you say, okay, this campaign has a higher CPA, but the lead quality here, the people that are donating or people that are buying VIP or the people that are opting in for something else, whatever it is, that is a higher of volume comparative to the amount of lower funnel users. And that's how you're trying to identify where you're going to have the most amount of profitable ticket sales, because people that are higher quality have a larger chance of doing that 10K back-end program. And they also have just a higher rate of show up, because a lot of people are like, I sold 100 tickets and 3 people showed up. Damn. Because there was something in the middle that we missed. And so that's something that I would say is try to recognize multiple conversions, or even put multiple conversions, even if they're optional, because the people that will opt into those, they can be non-paid, but are indicative of higher quality. You want to measure those as secondary conversion actions, but leave YouTube to optimize off the primary because it needs high volume.
Yeah. You don't want to forget about those. Like, those are the reason why you're doing what you're doing here, but YouTube isn't going to optimize for conversions for a 10K program. So, but having the data in there is going to be able to give you some insights as to how to direct your traffic.